our cherished listeners and also viewers who are viewing us live on Facebook. We are excited indeed to bring you yet another exciting edition of your favorite business development program on Radio Masterclass. Masterclass is powered by Joy Business and brought to us by Goyle. Goyle, they say good energy. Goyle, Yenara Yedia. Masterclass is also brought to us by First Code Management Services. First Code Management Services, they also say industry, get it right. It's indeed the last day of the month of March, the 31st day of March in the year of our Lord 2021. Tomorrow, just like Sammy said when he was signing off, we'll be entering into a completely new month, new opportunities, new availabilities, and new ways to do different things. Clearly, it's going to come with its own opportunities and privileges. We always say here on the show that if there's something that you have always planned to do, which you have not started yet, by all means, just start, because time and tide indeed does wait for no man. My name, as always, is Yaw Barnafo, and I will be your host for the show today. Today, we do something slightly different here on Masterclass, as we also end our conversation of the Africa Free Continental Trade Area, just like Sammy also mentioned. We've been having conversations here in the studio with a wonderful resource person. He's a friend of the show. I like to call him that, Richmond Kwame Frimpong. Richmond will not be with us today because the conversation with Richmond ended last week. However, we had some wonderful tidbits and nuggets spending time with Richmond in the 4 sessions that he spent with us here on the show. And so today, in a few minutes, if you like, we're going to be bringing you some sound bites from that conversation. But for those of you who like to write, just by way of recap, in the first week where we met with Richmond, he introduced the conversation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which essentially it's an open market for goods and services across the expanse of the African market. Essentially, this is a flagship program of the African Union, and we're looking at putting about 1.2 billion people together with a combined GDP of about $3 trillion. Essentially, what it means is that when you sit in Ghana and you put your product or your service out there, it doesn't just end up in Ghana or on Facebook and, well, it goes across the world, but you also have access to the entire African market. Oftentimes, we've talked about how easy it is to send our products and services to other markets than it is to send our products to other African markets. And so sometimes you hear people say that it's almost dangerous to travel by road within Africa or within West Africa even. This initiative is going to afford us the opportunity to be able to have a wider market, wider values, wider benefits, if you like. And it's also going to increase competition. That's one thing it's going to do. And I remember in a conversation last week, what Richmond said to us was, you might as well prepare for this competition, because if you decide that you do not, for example, want to go out there and compete, the barriers are open, the borders are open, the competition is going to come to you. And so whatever it is that you're doing, you might as well get up and start doing something different. There's a proverb we shared here in the month of February. I think it was when we started this conversation, and we said that, you know, every morning, it's a Kenyan proverb actually. It says that every morning in the jungle, when the lion wakes up, it knows that it must run faster than the slowest gazelle or it will starve. And every morning in the same jungle, when the gazelle wakes up, it knows that it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will die. The moral here is that whether you're a lion or you're a gazelle, when the sun comes up, you had better be running. So when AfCFTA takes off, and AfCFTA has taken off in January of this year, the Secretariat is here in Ghana. So by all means, let's, as Ghanaian businesses, let's put ourselves together. Let's start asking questions and find out how we can benefit. So essentially, we introduced that conversation on AfCFTA in the first conversation. In the second week when we had this conversation, we also looked at export readiness. Essentially, how can we begin to look at packaging the services and the goods that we have here in this country and export them? If you're going to export your good, it means processing. It means we can no longer have these goods in the same natural state that they occur. And so we have to also begin to look at the industry of processing and packaging, marketing and branding and all of these things, because clearly they are very essential to the process of export. In the following week, which was the third conversation, we looked at the budget edition. Essentially, we looked at what the budget provisions were and where and what to look for in order to make yourself ready in this conversation of business generally, and also in the general field of the AfCFTA conversation. And then in the final week, we looked at the export strategy. Again, we shared some nuggets here regarding how you can put yourself together and prepare yourself the things to look out for in order to make yourself export ready. We've put together a summary. We've got over 40 minutes of soundbite from that conversation, and from the feedback I got from some of our listeners, people found this conversation very instructive and very helpful. So we won't have enough time here on the show to put all of the sound bites together for you, but we've put together just about 10 or so minutes of some of the very salient aspects of the conversation that we had. We're going to be playing that for you in a minute. When that is done, what we'll do is that we'll try and get interactive, and we want to be able to hear from you, not necessarily your questions. If you have questions, by all means, we'll take them. We'll get Richmond to answer them, and then we'll share your answers back either on Facebook, on our page on Facebook, or we'll probably share them on the next show. But we'd also like to hear your comments. What's your personal experience? What is your personal reaction to this entire conversation of the AfCFTA? How are you positioning yourself? Or are you one of those companies who says, listen, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it and see how it goes. If you're one of those companies, we also like to hear, from you and hear why you choose to do things the way you do. In a nutshell, I want to hear how we are preparing. Ghanaian businesses are preparing for this conversation of the AfCFTA. So we're going to be bringing you those sound bites right about now.
It's a free trade program, and it is just going to make it possible, easier, virtually zero costs to make every business in Africa, particularly in the states that are part of this agreement, give them the opportunity to be able to trade beyond their country. And so it is just giving you free trade access, and it's on goods and services. And so there are protocols that will guide this kind of program. And I remember mentioning that this is the biggest trade program the world has seen after the WTO was launched. And so it is a great project. It has some challenges, as we try to kick it off as a continent, and it is not unique. It is not strange, because if you look at the EU and the other trade platforms, it takes some time for it to be seamless in terms of its execution. But I think we have done well. We had some setbacks with the COVID, and we are back on track what we are doing. So last week we just broke down what the whole agreement is about, the coverage, the benefits, the protocols, and all that. We are going to look at your business, particularly the micro, medium, and small enterprises. And we want to look at how ready you are to take advantage of this market. Our concentration will be on how investor ready you are, because this is going to bring a lot of investment into the country, particularly it being the headquarters of the administrative secretariat. And so a lot of investments are going to come in there. And if you look at some of the protocols on the rules of origin, the concentration is on where the product or the service is originating from. And it is an advantage to where the produce or the good or service is coming from, i.e. coming from the continent. And since the secretariat is here, a lot of people would want to be closer to where the secretariat is, so that the moment you want to execute on your trade benefit, you can get it done. Now, given that means a lot of investors are going to look at Ghana, and that means people would want to look for businesses they can put money into. They are going to look at the opportunity to start right from the secretariat area, which is Ghana. And so that business, that little enterprise, that medium growing organization, how do you leverage? How do you take advantage of the investments that are going to come because of this trade agreement pact? And one of those things is your investor readiness. There are 3 or 4 specific outcomes that we are envisaging with the emergence of the Continental Trade Area. So in simple terms, number 1 is that the AfCFTA is going to create a single market for goods and services. And when we say free trade, it implicates that there is going to be free movement of businesses, business persons, and investment. And so as far as the platform is concerned, you mentioned about GIPC and the challenges we have had. It was because when we are maybe not bedeviled, but when we are struggling with other nationals on the continent, in the region, bringing goods that we produce here, among other things, and all those things.
I was in Aonkati. I was in Okaishi yesterday. And I was shocked. I had heard it.
Right.
But I was shocked to find that our our people were competing in the retail space.
Right. With the
Simple
foreigners.
products every day with non-nationals.
Right.
I mean, this is not discrimination in any way, but then it's so pronounced. So what you talk about here becomes very relevant.
It is. And so you notice that this is going to be a more organized and formal system where we wouldn't be battling with, okay, this is Ghana, and so you can't trade here or you can't trade it. There will be specific rules, there will be specific protocol that guides everybody to trade. It doesn't matter which national they may be, as long as it falls on the continent, in the country, we are going to now have one single market. So for example, I can be producing in South Africa and I can be selling in Ghana at nothing above the roof that will make it expensive for me to sell. Same way, I can be selling in Ghana and I don't need to just look at the demand in Ghana to produce maybe the shares that I sold. I can easily take those shares to anywhere across the continent among the 54 nations that fall on that platform, as long as we subject you through the protocol that gives you access to that market. This Continental Free Trade Area program is going to resolve the challenges I initially described. If you remember, in the first slide, we talked about the problems that brought about the conceptualization of this Continental Free Trade Agreement that could give us that platform to be competitive. And so now those challenges that, like the example you gave, all those challenges are being addressed by the Continental Free Trade Area, so that as members, we integrate our processes and it becomes like one market. And that makes it easier. Now we are going to be expanding intra-African trade. Remember, in the problems I shared, I showed the example of Africa and countries trading even more in terms of percentages and size with the world than trading internally. But now we are going to be able to trade better amongst ourselves. When was the last time you were able to, for example, pay for a good in South Africa and you just pay cedis and they got it in rand? Just thinking about it and the difficulty about getting it done is a problem. We did a meeting with the UNIDO group on some shea butter people who were producing shea product, and one of the critical headaches they had was that after the shea products are ready and they are taking it into spaces like Southern Africa, where Zambia and all those countries are, when the products are sent either through flight or any courier system, when it gets to the region, they take them out, they seize them, and they don't get into the market. So
Why?
Then because there is no regulation that allows them to appreciate that these products are coming from Ghana and they can be sold in South Africa the way they should. So number one, you spend more in taking it there, and number two, you are restricted even in getting access to that market. I think we have a long way to go. Ghana is doing its bit, and I can see a lot of education and programming going on, even for Joy Masterclass to pick it as a topic and to attempt breaking it down for the ordinary person. It's a good effort, but there should be a deliberate national coordinated program that is not just left to the upper class or the middle class, but that is even interpreted in local dialects.
Precisely.
And that goes to the very bottom of every community where business clusters are, so that we can get people to appreciate that, look, there is a great opportunity coming, and so begin to put your houses in order. There's a great opportunity coming in terms of the access, the demand. For example, I mean, if you are doing shea butter, I'm yet to know anywhere else apart from West Africa where shea butter is treated the way it is treated. Or even cocoa. Apart from Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, where else will you get cocoa the way it is? And so there are specific areas and exclusivities we have that we must now be getting ourselves, because then we will not have competition in those areas of strength, either in terms of goods or even in terms of services. And I think we should probably increase the pace in terms of the education, and it should go down the same way we do politicking. If we can get this done, then Ghana is going to be a leader, not just for having the head office sitting here, but even to getting as much MSMEs to take part and leverage on this Continental Free Trade. The good thing is that we'll be talking to you about how your business can tick all the boxes you need to tick and get ready so that you can become a competitive beneficiary.
How to prepare yourself
Right.
to take advantage.
Because if you don't, then you'll be at the disadvantage side. Because other people will leverage on the same platform, and you don't have anything to show.
I mean, let me just chip this in very quickly, if you will. How do you reckon that this is going to affect the various procurement practices in each country?
The good thing is that because the protocols of agreement are very clear, and every country at the AU level has majority of them ratified and passed the agreement, it is serving as a guide for every country to now fine-tune whatever systems and protocols and maybe procedures they have in procurement, among other things, so that it is in sync with the Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Because this is not coming from AU. This is, even though AU is leading it, this is something that is coming from each of the countries and agreeing and passing each of the things and ratifying each of them. I mean, at a point, some of the countries are not even ready to even sign the agreement, let alone ratify. And so it is something that is coming from each country.
But the benefits are enormous, so it's more of a pull factor than a push factor.
It is. And it is an input that is built from the ground, the bottom up, not the top bottom. We are talking about competitiveness here. And just the same way we are advising our MSMEs to up their game, the regulatory bodies that look at standards, that look at registration, that looks at all that, shouldn't wait for us to be caught off guard, because that is part of the national strategy. Rwanda, South Africa, and co. are making sure that their national strategy favors their businesses and the entrepreneurs. The way we can do ours would be to seamlessly make things like that easy to do, so that our MSMEs can easily get them done. I want to charge the Ghana Enterprises Agency before NBSSI that they should be a little bit more proactive in taking and leading this charge. So all businesses can use their about 118 offices and guide people to get through all these things.
Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, this is Masterclass. So those were some sound bites from the conversation we had with our resource person on the conversation on the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, Richmond Kwame Frimpong. Richmond, good afternoon to you if you're listening to us. He's a wonderful, wonderful resource to us here at Joy FM here, where we discuss Masterclass. We'll be taking a few messages from our sponsors. When we come back, we want to get interactive, and like I said at the beginning of the show, we want to hear from you. In all of these conversations, what has resonated with you? What are the learning points? What are you going to do differently? What are the questions you have, and how are you preparing to take advantage of this Africa Continental Free Trade Area? Conversations across various fora, have centered on the conversation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Clearly, it means that this is important for us. The Ministry of Trade is right there in the center of this conversation, helping us to be able to be aware of this incoming benefit and this great market that's going to be available to us here in Africa and here also in Ghana. We'll take a quick message from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Your favorite on-air business development program, Joy Business Masterclass, is in session, and you can interact with us on Facebook via the Joy 99.7 FM or Joy Business pages. If you tweet, the handle is at Joy 997 FM or at Joy Business GH. Don't forget to hashtag JB Masterclass. You can also call us on 0302 216541 or send your questions and contributions through to the WhatsApp number 0551 111997, and our facilitators will address your concerns. Attention everyone, class is in progress.
Welcome back. This is Masterclass. Just remind us also that we're streaming live on Facebook. So if you want to join us and view what's going on here in the studio, you can also join us on our Facebook page. Also to remind us that Masterclass today is brought to us by Goyle. Goyle, they say good energy. Goyle, Yenara, Yedia. And that's also brought to us by First Code Management Services. They say industry, get it right. So do you have any motor vehicle of any kind? Because if you do, Goyle has some super great information for you. Goyle's GH Link card. Going cashless has never been this convenient and exciting. Goyle's e-payment systems are now compatible with the GH Link and the national payment platform. Now you can use your GH Link card on Goyle's POS machines to purchase fuel. GH Link cards offer additional payment options for fuel purchases at Goyle stations in addition to the Go card. Every fuel purchased is recorded, automatically on your monthly bank statements, helping cardholders track and manage their expenses. So go ahead and use your GH Link card to buy fuel and all lubricants from any of Goil's over 400 stations across Ghana. Go cashless and protect yourself, and also stick to all the COVID-19 protocols in these times. Goil, they say good energy. Goil, Yenara, Yedia. First Code Management Services. And so in these moments of increasing uncertainties, firms are compelled to seek tailor-made solutions to reduce risk and also to grow their businesses. For startup investors, SMEs, and business owners, First Code Management Services provide advisory and facilitation support for company formation and business setup, for corporate secretarial and business compliance, for accounting, for research and market entry, and for training and capacity building. First Code Management Services are your first point of call for any or of your management support services. Talk to us today or call us on 0302 297 2263 or 0302 297 2264. Locate us at 60A Westlands Boulevard, West Legon, or visit us at www.firstcodelimited.com. Industry, they say, get it right. We want to go straight to the phone lines for a few minutes, and we want to hear from you. Numbers to call 0302 216 541. That's 0302 216 541. You can also send us your comments on 055 1111 997. While we wait for the phone lines to ring, though, because we're ending the celebration of Ghana Month here today on the 31st here on the show, we also want to be able to concentrate a bit on our Ghanaianness. In a few minutes, like I mentioned, we'll be having a quiz for which there will be prizes from Goil. Yes, there'll be prizes from Goil. So do stay tuned. Don't turn your dial away from here. And while we wait for the phone lines to ring, here's one of the patriotic songs I love so much. Let's share it with you. It says, Yenara Yasasini.
Yana
And that was the new version, if you like, or the funky version, all stars funky version of the Yenara Yasasini. I mean, I'm so excited. I was laughing here in the studio off air because who told us that patriotism is a cake? It's still funky. It's still very trendy. Phone lines are still open. Numbers to call 0302216541. Or you can send us a comment on 05511119997. We want to hear from you. In all of these conversations we have had on the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, sharing nuggets on export readiness, your export strategy, your packaging, your preparedness, the information of where to find what. How have you taken this information and how does it affect your business preparation for the commencement? Indeed, like I said earlier, this free trade area has commenced in the month of January already this year. And so in earnest, in about a few months, we'll see a lot of activity, across the Continental Free Trade Area. And like I said earlier, that at the end of the day, if you decide not to do anything about it, the borders are open. Competition is going to come to you. If you don't go out and take advantage, the competition is going to come to you. But again, we set up businesses to make profit. You set up businesses for other reasons also. But if there's a bigger market that you can reach with your products of people within Africa and also people across the world, the people of Africa also contribute or are part of the people of the world. So why would you want to reach out to only people in a certain part of the world and not the people within the immediate area that surrounds us? By all means, let's hear your comments. Pick up that phone. Give us a call, 0302216541. Just to also pick up on some of the points that were discussed as a reason for the formation, or should I say the trigger points for why the Africa Continental Free Trade Area was put together by the AU. We talked earlier about the road network, so infrastructure within Africa. Clearly, it's easier to travel. How many of us have had experiences traveling within West Africa by air? I think that it's easier to travel within the west of Africa by air than it is to travel within West Africa. And these are some of the things that we're talking about. It makes movement of trade and goods and services slightly more difficult. And there's also the issue of the borders and the customs protocols across various borders. It's one of the bane of most people who move goods across the various countries, because once you get to the borders, you would think that it should be an easy process to just go through and pay for your items and be able to move them across. But sometimes the items are kept at the border for, either for lack of paperwork or for lack of whatever other procedure. It's kept there for days, and sometimes people lose their goods. They lose them because they're perishable. Some of these things don't have the required shelf life, and it affects everything else. So I was talking to a gentleman who was trying to do some business and move some products across the border, and he had a big problem because his goods got to the border and they stayed, and he lost that business, and he incurred a lot of cost as well. There's a lot of business. People move goods across from Ghana to other places. But this Continental Free Trade Area, with all the regulations that have come to streamline all of these conversations, will make it easy for us to be able to move things across. Also, there is the issue of corruption. Again, this comes across. When we talk about corruption, sometimes it's easy to look at someone else. But it starts with us also. So we are part of the value chain of this business within this Continental Free Trade Area. We are people who are going to be able to put out our services there. We are also consumers. So we are consumers and we are also business owners. All of us play a part in making sure that this corruption will be dealt with. And I remember I asked Richmond in the conversation earlier, and I said, Richmond, how are people going to trade? How are the various sovereign rules of trade going to work together? And all these conversations have been had. And the Secretariat is right here in Accra. So clearly, if you want some information, by all means, you can just Google the Secretariat for the Africa Continental Free Trade Area here in Accra. You find out where it is. You go there, give them a call, and find out all that you need to find out. Because I'm sure most of the questions on the minds of people when I talk to them are, how do I find this? Where is it located? In what currency are they going to trade? How are we going to bank? If I have a dispute, how am I going to handle it? All of these conversations are actively being had. And it involves the Ministry of Trade also. How is GIPC going to play in that space? How are foreigners going to trade? There's a big conversation on foreigners trading in countries, in Ghana for that matter. This conversation is now streamlined, and that's what we're talking about. We're going to make the playing field even, if you like. So definitely we do want to hear from you. Pick up that phone, give us a call on 0302216541. That's 0302216541. You can also send us your comments on 05511119997. 997. So we're waiting for you to pick up that phone. There's a comment here from Sarah from Winneba. Sarah says, good day, a great discussion. Joy FM, you've really taught us a lot of things in this Ghana month. God bless you for all your insightful programs. Thank you so much. This is Sarah Amanfo from Winneba. Sarah, if you're listening, and I think you are because that's why you sent us this message, in the next few minutes, we will also be entering into the quiz, like I mentioned, for the Ghana month, and I want you to be a part of it. I'll be telling you a bit about the quiz in a few minutes. We'll keep these phone lines open for the next few minutes, and then we move to the next session. Here's a comment from Fred from Accra. It says, please, at present, is the AfCFTA ready for trading? Fred, the answer is yes. The go live for the AfCFTA started in January this year. So is it ready for trading? Yes, it is. But like every new thing, there's a period of assimilation. So people are now getting and waking up, and awareness is now taking place in a lot of other countries, I beg your pardon, like it is also here in Ghana. So by all means, it's open, it's ready. You want more information, get in touch with the Secretariat and they'll share with you. I have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. Welcome to Masterclass. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Michael from Airport. Yes, I've been reading a little bit about the AfCFTA Secretariat, but do they even have a website?
They do. If you just Google them, you get all the information that you require.
But the site you get is African Union, not really the Secretariat, where you can get all information regarding how a Ghanaian can do business with foreign countries, what GIPC is also bringing on board, what the AGI is also bringing on board. You get those information. You have to do a lot of search before.
Right.
Even after they inaugurated, you don't know how the transfer of payments and those things will be done. Unless you listen to Joy, then you get some information on Wednesdays when you do these kind of programs. So maybe the AfCFTA Secretariat should come out more with information to the general public and business people.
Right. Thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people listen to Masterclass also, so I'm sure that your message has gone directly to them. And clearly, the message that's coming from our listeners here at Joy FM Masterclass is that in addition to all the awareness that is taking place for the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, we would like a bit more information on where to access information. So, by all means, workers in the Secretariat on the AfCFTA and also the Ministry of Trade and GIPC and all those who are managing this process. Indeed, if you're listening, please let's make the information a bit more accessible. I have a quick birthday dedication here. This one is from Albert Isuman, from Parliament, and also from Mary Magdalena Zuma, who's the Director of Finance at Parliament. It's wishing a happy birthday to Vida Rose Tulasi. Happy birthday to you from your people at Parliament, from Albert Isuman and also from Mary Magdalene. We want to move on into the next session of today's conversation. We'll be doing that in a few minutes right after this. Right, so we're moving on into the next session of today's show. And like I said, we're celebrating Ghana Month. The phone lines are still open, but this time we're moving on. Okay, so I'll just take this quick call, then we'll move on to the next session. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Masterclass. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Ernest Sawam.
Sure, please talk to me.
Yeah.
Hello, Ernest. Please go ahead.
Yes. Interesting insight you've been sharing on AfCFTA. We the small business people, into bits and pieces. I really do not know how we can also benefit from it. And so we are enjoying the session. We hope to get more light thrown on the intricacies of the program so we can benefit fully.
Okay, by all means, thank you so much, Ernest. The videos for the previous shows are available on our Facebook page. First thing is, if you can just listen to those ones, they'll give you the needed information. And by all means, once you go onto Google and you look for the Secretariat, which is here in Ghana, the After Secretariat, you'll be able to get all the relevant information that you want. We want to go straight to the quiz. We have just a few more minutes here on the show. We're giving away fuel coupons from Goyle for the first 4 winners of this competition, and we're celebrating our Ghanaianness here. So these questions are questions on Ghana. I have a quiz master here with me in the studio, Abeku Sankofi. Abeku, good afternoon to you. And he will be checking whether your answers are right, so that we'll be able to have some winners for the show. Once you are done, please show up at Joy FM front desk tomorrow at 1 p.m. and pick up your prizes. So we want to go straight. I think I have another caller on the line. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Good afternoon. You're welcome to Masterclass.
Yeah, good afternoon. This
Okay,
is
so-
Ernest. I want to participate in
The quiz.
Yeah.
Okay. So please stay on. Your timing is going to start now, and we'll see as many questions as possible that you can answer.
Okay.
So let's go. Here we go. Akrokeri is located in which region of Ghana?
Akrokeri. Next.
The lead traditional dance of the people of Boko is known as.
Damba.
Which town is credited for being the center of the traditional Ghanaian kente cloth?
Bonwe.
Who is the founder of the Bono state?
Next.
Which Akan tribe first traded with the Portuguese?
Lashanti.
What did they trade in? Okay, I think your time is up. Thank you so much. So my score master is putting those scores together, waiting for the next call. Got a few more prizes to give out. Numbers to call 0302216-541. Give us a call, participate in the quiz. We're celebrating Ghana Month here on the show, and we're giving away some prizes. Okay, I've got a caller on the line. Your name, where you're calling from?
Hello, my name is Ped, calling from Lashibi.
Okay, from Lashibi. Here are your questions. Your time starts now. Who is the founder of the Bono state?
Next.
What is the capital of the Bono East region?
Bono East. Techiman.
Give me the names of 2 of the 11 districts in the Bono East region.
Esnafo South and East District.
In the Fanti traditional naming system, the 10th born female is called.
The question again, sorry.
In the Fanti traditional naming system, the 10th born female is called.
Bedu.
Your time is up. Thank you so much for participating. They're putting the scores together. You will get the results shortly. One more call. I think I have time to take one more call or 2 more calls. I've still got 2 more coupons to give away for the 4 winners. So numbers to call 0302216-541. Today we end our celebration on Ghana Month here at Multimedia and on Joy FM. And here on Masterclass, we're having a little quiz to celebrate that. Goyle is giving away fuel coupons. We've had 2 callers. We have 2 more to give away. Let's pick up that phone. Give us a call, 0302216-541. I've got some interesting questions. How well do you know Ghana? How well do you know Ghana? Okay, so I'm waiting for those phone lines to ring. I've got a few more coupons. I don't want to take my coupons away. I want to give them out. So by all means, I want someone to pick up that phone, give us a call, and then we can give those prizes away. If I don't have anyone to call, I will definitely have to return my coupons to Chest. So I'm hoping that I can have a caller on the line to win this. How well do you know Ghana? Closing off on the celebration here. I think I have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Masterclass. Your name, where you're calling from?
Good afternoon. I'm Eric AJ.
Sorry, your name again, where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Winnipeg, Eric AJ.
Right, okay. So here we go. Your time starts now. The Ewe name, Mauli, means...
God lives.
The Ewe phrase, Maunyonam, means...
God is good for me.
Into how many towns or townships were the Ga people organized when they first entered into Accra?
23.
Sorry?
3.
Okay. Give me the names of 2 prominent Gandangwe people in Ghana's history.
can be less questions.
Okay, I think your time is up. Thank you so much for participating. I think I've run out of time, haven't I? I have. Do I have time to take one more call? I don't. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for participating. This has been a masterclass here on the Superstation. I have to return one of the prizes to Chest, unfortunately. But hopefully, I'm hoping that I'll have 3 winners out of the 4 people who called. So I should be getting the scores right about now. My producer's coming up with the scores. And once you're announced as a winner, what we want you to do is to show up tomorrow at the front desk of Joy FM after 1 p.m. to pick up your prize. After 1 p.m. to pick up your prize. While we wait for the scores, we'll just quickly listen to Uncle Ato's version of Wunsum. We're trying to find that very briefly. I think my scores are ready, so we probably will play that song when we finish. But while we're waiting for the scores, I still have one more prize. So if you want to pick up that phone, give us a call 0302216541. We could possibly look at you winning that final coupon. I just don't want to take it away. I want to be able to give it out. Okay. Right. Okay, I think I have a winner. The first winner here is Eric Bedu. Eric Bedu, you were one of the callers. If you're listening, you've won one of my prizes for the fuel coupons. Come here tomorrow at 1 p.m. to the front desk of Joy FM. The second winner is Ernest Bedu. I'm wondering whether Eric and Ernest are related. I'm not too sure. So, Ernest Bedu, you are my second winner. Tomorrow, by all means, come to Joy FM front desk and pick up your prize. Ellen. Okay, and I think I have a third winner. I'm trying to get the name correct, just so that Pedro. Pedro, you are my third winner for today, and you have won also for yourself a fuel coupon from Goyle. You'll find out the value when you pick up tomorrow morning, but it's a handsome. So I'm returning one to Chess, like I said, because this is for only the first 3. So there's Ernest Bedu, there's Eric Bedu, and there's Pedro. These are my 3 winners for the Ghana quiz here. This has been Masterclass. It's been an exciting session. Hopefully, when we do this again next year, we'll have another winner. Like I said, show up at the front desk of Joy FM tomorrow after 1 p.m. to pick up your prize. We end today's show also in the Ghana mood. And Africa. We're going to get a song called Africa from Wiyala. After this song, we hand over back to Sammy Forson to continue with the ignition. This has been Masterclass. Thank you for listening, and see you same time next week. Next week, when we come back, we start a new conversation with Kobe Spikey of the Geek Squad, and we're going to be looking at transitioning into remote working from home. How has it taken off? Have you started it? If you want to start it, how do you go about it? Join us same time next week. Thank you for listening.
The land is good.